We were talking about stadium status, and we have the author of the book, Stadium Status, Coach John Brubaker. Of course, we call him Coach Brew. You can too. You can even follow him online at his website, Coach Brew, B-R-U, CoachBrew.com. Coach Brew, welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Happy New Year, Angel and Eric. Great to be here with you.
Right back at you, brother. Very nice to have you on the program. What are we talking about today, Coach Brew?
Talking about the fact that there is one type of business that consistently outperforms all others.
Oh, well, we got to know.
Is it radio? Is it authors? Is it coaching?
In a way, Angel, it's all of the above. Because, well, you, me, Eric, we're all family, right?
Sure.
It's family business.
Family business, really?
Family business, which contributes 50% of the GDP in America, consistently outperforms their non-family counterparts. It stands to reason, doesn't it?
Well, let's take a step back before I can buy into what you just said there, John. What do you describe as family business?
I describe a lot of things as family business, but specifically, if we were to define it, it would be literally a family's business.
Okay, and so somebody who's got a business and then their children inherit their business, that kind of a thing?
It could be generational. Like, for example, Walmart technically is Sam Walton's family business, which has just, grown beyond probably anybody's wildest dreams. It could also be as small as a first generation family business started by a husband and wife, like some folks that I had the opportunity to interview not too long ago in the music industry.
All right. Well, I know you are big fans of folks in the music industry. You're often comparing how similar the music industry is to a lot of what we do as entrepreneurs and in the business side of it. Are most people in the music industry, would they consider themselves a family business?
Well, I think there's two sides of it. The first side is, the band itself. I think number one, nobody fights for anything quite like they fight for their family. Blood is thicker than water. But I think that's also why you hear high-performing teams and organizations kind of refer to themselves as family, or band of brothers. There are all those different figures of speech that really kind of imply we're a really tightly knit group that fights for one another.
Why is that so important, do you think, in business? And we see it over and over again. And for those of us who may be trying to consider whether or not we should bring in the relatives, see, I've kind of was under the never hire somebody you can't fire, which meant mom, which meant brother, which meant sister, right?
Well, I'd fire one of my sisters right now.
Wow.
Just saying.
Yeah. Is there like an 8-second delay on that, Angel? Eric's siblings actually just hear him say that?
This one doesn't listen. She knows who she is, though.
We all have a black sheep.
But John, why is it that people should connect with family?
Well, I think there's a lot to be said for, number one, I'll throw some research at you. A company called Credit Suisse found that family businesses outperform non-family businesses. And they also found they're more trusted than public companies or state-run, state-owned companies. And it stands to reason, because when your name's on the business, there's a greater commitment to quality. And you're also more invested in the brand if it bears your name.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
So I know you're going to play devil's advocate, and there are probably a couple listeners thinking, you know what? This really doesn't apply to me. I'm not a family business. Here's the thing. It applies to everybody, because your work is your signature. Follow me on this. Your work is signature. Your signature contains your family name.
Mm.
So it's in your best interest to think of yourself as a family business, regardless of who your employer is. It really is.
Interesting. This is kind of fascinating. I had never thought about it. When you think about, some different companies and different people you've done business with, the fact that they are a family business. I didn't realize. I mean, it makes sense, the whole trusted piece of it. But even that they're more successful and profitable, is that just because we will bond together? We won't, we're going to fight this thing. We're going to stick it through more than if we were not related.
Well, allow me to give you a stadium status example, because that's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I had an opportunity to interview Casey and Melinda Donahue. That's the first generation family business I referenced earlier. And they are the Casey Donahue Band, which is an independent country band out of Texas. They've made a national name for themselves. Their stadium status. And here's the fascinating thing. Melinda is Casey's wife. She's also his manager. At a time when, we're all in an industry that's volatile and rife with change at this time, none probably more so than the music industry. So if you think about like net revenue, if you're a musician, a speaker, an author, an influencer of any kind, typically you have an agent that takes 10%, and then you have a manager that gets 15%. So right out of the gates, before you even turn on the mic, sold a book in my case, or an album if you're a musician, like, you're going to gross about 25% less. And that's not even including any billable hours. So by keeping his management in-house, literally in the family, he doesn't lose that 15% that almost all of his other peers do. Okay. Which I think is genius.
Well, sure, and, as long as it doesn't tear them apart with differences of opinion on how the program should be managed.
Absolutely. And, typically, like if you're represented by a manager or a management company, they represent a couple dozen other people just like you.
Sure.
What would make them fight harder for you or for me than everyone else? There's like an inherent conflict of interest, which in the case of Melinda and Casey does not exist. I want to quote Casey because I thought this was really powerful. He said, every day she wakes up laser focused, fighting for the exact same vision as me. Yep. You wouldn't have that if anyone else were in that role.
Yep.
So think about who you surround yourself with.
Yeah, that's solid. Coach John Brubaker will continue our conversation about how to become stadium status by building the one kind of business that outperforms all the others. It's family business. We'll be back right after these messages. You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Network.
You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, America's home for positive business talk.
I'm Tom Busby, CNBC. Senate Democrats striking a deal to end that 3-day-long government shutdown with a short-term funding bill. And Wall Street responded with a big rally today. The Dow shooting up 143 points, the Nasdaq up 71. All the major averages closed at fresh record highs. Late earnings from Netflix, blowout earnings for last quarter. It added 8.3 million more subscribers worldwide. That's 2 million more than forecast. Shares are soaring, and for the first time ever, Netflix is worth more than $100 billion. Natural gas prices shot higher today, the same time another cold front is hitting the middle of the country. Nat gas heats about half of all U.S. homes. Amazon Go, the online retailer's concept convenience store with no cashiers, no registers, no lines, opening to the public today in Seattle. And a new survey says the average CEO of a U.S. firm makes $15.6 million a year. Tom Busby, CNBC.
Let's face it, we love Alexa, and we love to let her find your favorite radio station. This one, of course. But she could find us easier if we taught her a simple trick. To get started, simply say, Alexa, enable the 1690 KDMT skill. After she confirms, you can then say, Alexa, play 1690 KDMT. That's all you have to do, and Alexa will learn how to find us. You can listen to us through your Amazon, Echo Show, Echo Dot, and Amazon Tap devices. Alexa, what's your favorite radio station?
That's easy. Money Talk 1690 AM. The IRS doesn't mess around. If they want your money, they'll take it. They can take your paycheck and bank accounts too, even threaten your home or business. And it's about to get worse. The IRS just hired an army of new tax enforcers. So, if you owe back taxes, the smartest thing you can do is call Optima Tax Relief. Optima has access to a special IRS tax assistance program called the Fresh Start Initiative. And their clients that qualify are saving thousands, even tens of thousands. One call starts the process to stop the demand letters, stop aggressive collection actions, and stop that army of new enforcers from targeting you. But don't delay. It's important to act now while you still have options. Optima is A-rated with the Better Business Bureau. Optima has already resolved over $500 million of tax debt for their clients. Get your life back. Call now for your free consultation.
Call 800-711-5743. 800-711-5743. 800-711-5743. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Take it like it is and make it like you want it. You've heard that before, right? Well, that applies to your home too. But maybe you don't know exactly how to get it done or what the options might be. Hi, Dan Cicchini, Done Right Kitchens and Baths, Windows and Doors. How about starting with a call to us? For over 30 years, our family company has been designing and completing first-rate kitchens and baths that, frankly, your neighbors would be jealous of. Where to start, Todd?
Dad, they just need to call us. We can help. And now's the time. At Done Right, we offer only the finest cabinet resurfacing, custom cabinets, tub and shower upgrades, and full kitchen and bath redesigns. Simply call us for a free in-home estimate, and you'll see how your unique kitchen and bath fantasies will become your reality.
Come on, folks, get her done. Once and for all. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, and even replacement windows and doors. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. 303-722-2295, 800-362-8370, or drhi.com.
Hi, it's Peter Boyles, and I've been telling you for years, the freshest seafood in town, the Fresh Fish Company at Tiffany Plaza. My good friend Karen Parker is the owner of the Fresh Fish Company. Karen, of course, raises lots of funds and awareness, some great causes for us this last year. But as you know, when it comes to seafood, my three favorite words are delivered fresh daily.
We always love working with you and having you dine with us, Pete, but fresh is in our name for a reason. Fresh quality seafood is our specialty. We feature mesquite wood grilling and offer Denver's largest seafood selection. We serve over 20 varieties of fresh fish and shellfish and mouth-watering prime rib and steaks. Our specialties include live Maine lobsters, king crab legs, and calamari.
The Fresh Fish Company is the place I bring my family and my friends special celebrations. Also, my favorite places for lunch. Karen, what's the best way to make a reservation?
We're accepting reservations now at thefreshfishco.com, or you can call us at 303-740-9556.
So come enjoy seafood delivered fresh daily at one of my favorite places, the Fresh Fish Company.
Attention business owners. Laura Pensatencio, online marketing expert, will be hosting the Social Savvy Geek Show. She'll provide education and actionable insights for entrepreneurs and small business owners in need of consistent leads and sales. Laura will help you find, engage, and convert your ideal clients. The Social Savvy Geek Show is on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 10 a.m. Join Laura, Social Savvy Geek, at 9 a.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays right here on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 a.m. KDMT.
The Experience Pros Radio Show, home of the original Fan Braggin' Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a business revolutionary by sharing a fan bragging story of great customer service by using the hashtag FanBrag or calling the Fan Braggin' Hotline at 855-FAN-BRAG, FANBRAG. Now back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show, home of positive business talk. We are right in the middle of a great conversation with our friend, Coach John Brubaker. We call him Coach Brew, and he's telling us that there's a type of business that outperforms all others.
Right? Are you thinking about hiring somebody that you are related to? I didn't realize how valuable family-based businesses are, but I've always loved the phrase, it's not business, it is personal. And when you're doing business with family members, apparently you're going to make more money and have a longer longevity in the workplace, in the business place. Coach John Brubaker, thanks so much for bringing us this story. You wrote the book Stadium Status. You're always interviewing, talking to stadium status businesses. And in this case, we're talking to those in the music industry, and one band in particular, the Casey Donahue Band, an independent country band from Texas, family business.
Right.
And love how you ended the last segment with this quote. Every day we wake up laser focused, fighting for the exact same vision. I wouldn't have that if there were anyone else in the role. All right. So Coach Brew, I know a lot of people are thinking if I hire family that there's a bigger conflict of interest, for example, is the example that Eric shared. And so how often do family businesses really work out, do you think?
I think they work out more often than not because at the end of the day, you're going to find common ground somewhere because you're family. But I think that the biggest thing is simply the fact that there are a couple things that really create longevity for any business. And this is something Casey shared with me during our interview. They're kind of like his 5 secrets to success. And I think they apply to all of us, not just a band, and certainly not just a family business, but there are 5 things you have to do if you want to ensure that your business sticks around. Number 1, love what you do. Number 2, have a system. 3rd, do as much as you can yourself before you even think about outsourcing or delegating. Number 4, watch your business and understand your customers. And here's probably the 5th and most important one, which I think is really number 1. Bet on yourself and invest in yourself.
Okay. All right. So betting on yourself and investing on yourself. Let's reverse engineer this list.
Yeah.
You say that's number 1. What does it mean to you to bet on yourself and invest in yourself? Cause I can see in my imagination, I think I know what I would do. I'm betting on myself. That's why I started the business, but investing in yourself is something different.
Well, absolutely. Shameless plug. I could say you should invest in coaching, but I won't. Oops, I already did. I think investing in yourself is simply understanding that, waking up every morning, understanding why you're doing what you're doing, and knowing that's what you really want. And so I want to bring this back to Casey and Casey Donahue Band real quick, because this actually relates to all of us. They just released this fall an album called The Wild Ride, which is their 15-year anniversary album. And that's a heck of a milestone for anyone in business when you look at some of the statistics. Look at the casualty rate, so to speak. 20% of all businesses fail in year 1, 50% within the first 5 years, and 70% don't even last a decade. If you think about like a family legacy, I think that's why a family business is a lot more sustainable.
Okay. All right. And so So
let me ask you guys and everyone listening, Eric and Angel, how long have you guys been doing the show together? This is your sort of family business.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of our family business. Experience Pros is crossing over 10 years of incorporation this year, and the radio show is at year 8.5.
So 70% fail within 10 years, and you guys aren't just alive; you are thriving. So I want you to give each other a pat on the back, and anyone who's listening who has already proven everyone wrong and isn't a statistic like the numbers I just shared, you really ought to give yourself, you ought to pull over first and then give yourself a pat in the back. Like, you ought to celebrate the fact that you're still around and you've beaten the odds.
It's important, I think, to celebrate that longevity, because you do forget. And even as you were asking, and I was thinking about the number that Eric was going to throw out, as here's a band that's celebrating their 15-year anniversary album. You're right. The world is stacked up against us. And there's a lot of people that start, and there's a lot of people that try and don't realize the consistency and the hard work that pays off. And so when we're thinking about, and we're tying this together to the idea of a family business, it's having that laser focus with somebody else who has that same vision as you do, that you've got that great bond, that blood is thicker than water, that there's a whole lot of legacy that can end up happening. And it doesn't matter what industry you're in. Now, Coach Brew, are you a family business?
I am technically a family business. While I'm a solopreneur, I operate out of a home office, and any of my books or information products get shipped, actually get packaged and stamped and shipped off by a 13-year-old.
Love that.
I report to, technically, probably. But so yeah, like I'm trying to teach my kids entrepreneurship and blazing their own trail and just kind of learning some of those lessons. So yeah, I'm a solo, but I consider myself a family business.
Well, and keeping your circle tight is key to all of this. And when we talked about, if you want to read the interview that Coach Brew and all of the different articles and blogs that Coach Brew puts out every single week, coachbrew.com, BRU, coachbrew.com. This is a new website. Yes, Coach Brew?
It's got an extreme home makeover. Absolutely.
I like it. I like
family makeover.
A family makeover. Tell our audience the best way to get a copy of the book Stadium Status and the best way you want them to follow up and be connected with you.
The best way is what Angel just shared with you, everyone. It's Coach Brew, coachbru.com. And if you want a copy of Stadium Status, you can go wherever books are sold, or you can go on Amazon.
All right. So what big happy things are going to be on your list this year, Coach Brew?
Big happy things on my list this year. We are continuing to plug along to turn my last book, Seeds of Success, into a movie, and kind of in negotiations right now. I can't talk about with who, but we're in negotiations with a production company. So that's,
does their name rhyme with Wisney?
Good news to share.
You can't ask him that, but his book is being turned into a movie. How exciting. How's that for Stadium Status?
It does not rhyme with that, Eric.
Okay, just asking.
He doesn't just walk
I'm in
the
media.
walk.
You know I got to ask the questions.
He's like, does it rhyme with Flaytone Records? I don't know any movie production. So, but we're super excited to be a support to that, to partner up with you. Coach Brew comes in every single month with great tips on how to grow our business, how to elevate to stadium status, influencer marketing, being a micro influencer in 2018 is the biggest marketing trend. Start with reading the book, Stadium Status. Coach Brew, thanks so much for the articles and the tips today and for reminding us how valuable our family is in our business.
And thank you. You guys are like family to me, so I appreciate you more than you know.
That's a two-way street, my friend. Keep on keeping on. We appreciate all that you have to offer, and we look forward to seeing you again next month.
Stay awesome.
Stay awesome. I love that.
Coach Brew.
Yeah, he says success leaves clues. So take a clue from the Casey Donahue Band. Your work is your signature, and your signature contains your family name. So it's in your best interest to think of yourself as a family business, regardless of who your employer is. Yeah. And he says their new single comes out January 29th. So you can get links and all of that. You'll see that Coach Brew is a big country music fan, which is part of why I adore him.
Absolutely. And interestingly enough, he also put in this blog that he was writing about the oldest and most iconic family business in the United States. Any idea?
No.
The Zildjian Cymbal Company. I used to be a drummer. They're the ones who make the cymbals for the drummers and the drum kits all around the world. 400 years old, family business in its 14th generation.
Wow.
Right?
Wow, they did it right.
Absolutely. Gang, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. More positive business talk just around the corner. You can be an influencer. We can show you how. Back right after these messages.
America's home for positive business talk. You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show.